We give it to Rick. Any discussion? Good, like normal. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. All 5 ayes. Number 5, community input. Anyone sign up?
Yeah. I'm just here, I was putting it in, because I talked before, that's why I couldn't understand why you had me sign that.
Oh, you did.
Got you were up?
No, I don't want to say anything more, I've said my piece.
I did? Oh, sorry.
That was the reason why.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
sorry about that.
Anyway, let me ask the questions, all right?
Washington.
Yeah, Washington Street. That's my number one concern. Any news on that?
I have not heard a single thing since the last time I told you, John, that we got an email saying to withdraw the last request they had and they would get back to us. That was from Dean.
From the surveyor?
Yes, Bill Surveyor.
My wife was working at St. Vincent's the other night, just to tell you, and somebody she was working with told how her daughter, who was the teacher, and her teachers, and her husband, who was an engineer, had been living outside the area, and they loved to move back, and they asked about Washington Street. And my wife told them, well, it's kind of up in the air. I don't know what's happening there. She was reluctant to recommend Washington Street, the new part of it at this time. So that's the situation. We have millions of dollars of real estate at a hold, and I think it's expeditious, personal opinion, to get moving on that. And all over 2-foot shoulder and sidewalks. I wonder if Tina has any opinion on that, by the way. But, North Main Street, any news on that?
I have not heard other than Stewart's been in the talk about joining it, Bob. Is that, you're talking about the
upgrade, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's that?
The upgrade, the project, the hold up in Albany.
Main
Oh,
Street.
Main Street? Main Street.
Yeah.
Main
The
Street.
Main Street project. I know Stewart's has also jumped in with Adele a little bit about when they redo their store, about probably trying to go together a little bit on the program.
Has anybody followed up with Albany?
Adele, I think probably a couple of times, but like I said, right now everything's on hold as of right now. But I know Bob and they have been talking back and forth about Stewart's joining in with doing something up front there.
Do you know when Adele did follow up?
Last time I got an email, what was it, Pam? A couple weeks ago?
So it's fairly recent thing?
Couple weeks ago.
She did contact Albany. It's amazing that they have taken since late last summer to make a decision. It's
She's
astounding.
pretty frustrated with it, John, I gotta tell you that. I mean, it's,
Last we knew, she had put in for an extension.
Absolutely. Yep, and we still have not heard back as of 2 weeks ago, but she said she's still working on it. And that would, like she said, she would like to see that project complete and to keep it going. And that's where we are.
And that's the Watertown office from DOT.
Yep.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there was one other thing, but I can't think of it right now. So, okay, thank you.
Anyone else, community input? If not, number 6, resolution discussion. I need a motion and a second to hire a new IT person tonight.
make that motion.
Jim Langley made the motion.
Second.
Jim Douglas. Okay. Resolution, Diane.
A resolution approving the town's contract for computer IT services and authorizing the supervisor to execute the same. Whereas the town of Peru wishes to contract new IT services from Thomas Lemieux of 283 Route 22B, Peru, New York, 12972. And whereas the town board has the town computer IT services contract between the town of Peru and Thomas Lemieux, before it now therefore be it. Resolved, said proposed agreement is approved and the supervisor being hereby is authorized to execute said agreement, and be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Any discussion? I do have one thing for discussion on it. On third page in. Third page in, right after D, the fees, the $50 per hour. Tom did mention to me and Pam that he would either stick with what we had before, or he was comfortable with anything in there. What we had before was 6 hours. So, I mean, it's only an hour, but what do you guys think? Change it to 6 or you wanna leave it 7?
If he offered to stay the same as before, then
It ain't gonna make or break this, and like I said, he said you, and I think he pulled up this a contract just to see. So with that being said, other than that, any other discussion? And we're bringing this up to,
so are we amending it to 6?
yes, if you guys agree. Good? Other than that, there's a 30 days in, 30 days out, everything. Look good. The longer one than we normally have, but
This one, these hundred.
good. Okay, any other discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Langley?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Okay, so, we'll have a new IT person.
These discussions.
Number 7, we're gonna have Matt summarize this one because it's a long one, and it's just lengthy because it is like, I don't know, we don't really think of it.
No, we don't.
Okay, so Matt will summarize
So
this.
basically, for the potential motion to do the rezoning that we just talked about, we have to do a seeker determination. Seeker is the state environmental quality review. So this motion would be for the town to be the lead agency for that review, meaning we're the agency or the municipality that conducts the review. Our codes and zoning officer has been kind enough to complete the seeker form for us, and in that form, it's his determination that this would be what's considered under seeker an unlisted action with a negative determination, meaning that there would be small to no or no environmental impact on the environment based on the potential zoning change, which is what we're talking about. So all this resolution does is make the town the lead agency and then find that there's low or no environmental effect. And environmental effect is not just birds, bees, and leaves. They take into account noise and traffic, and it's the whole environment. It's the environment as a whole, not just what sometimes you think about. So it really is a pretty thorough review. Bob and I went over the form that they did. They did a very good job with it. So that's what this resolution is in a nutshell. Yeah.
Okay, so I need a motion.
I can read it if you want.
Yeah, okay, need a motion and a second. We'll let Matt read this one. I need a motion and a second.
All right, so it'd be a resolution declaring the town as lead agency and a seeker negative declaration.
Okay, need a motion and a second for that.
Make it.
Jim Douglas,
Second.
by Nell. Okay.
Whereas the town board of the town of Peru is considering an action by the town of Peru planning board to amend the zoning map dated December 23rd, 2013 for 8 parcels zoned as commercial to become neighborhood commercial. Quote the proposed action. Whereas the applicant has requested the town approval of this proposed action. Whereas the proposed action is an unlisted action within the requirements of the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act. Whereas the New York State Environmental Quality Review requires the town to determine the lead agency status and the lead agency making a secret determination. Whereas the town of Peru agrees to assume lead agency status on February 25th, 2019. Whereas pursuant to Article 8 of the Environmental Conservation Law and the Code of the town of Peru, the town board has prepared the short form environmental assessment form, which is now on file with the town board and the town's seeker officer. And whereas the Clinton County Planning Board made a decision in compliance of the New York State General Municipal Law, Article 12B, Section 239 zoning referral, that the proposed action was a local issue on February 7th, 2019. And whereas the town of Peru board has reviewed the proposed action and on February 25th, 2019, recommended to the town board the approval of the proposed action. Now therefore be it resolved as follows, that the town board as lead agency has determined that the proposed action is an unlisted action under seeker. And 2, the town of Peru as lead agency hereby determines that the unlisted action described in the attached seeker negative declaration, notice of determination of non-significance, which attached notice is hereby made a part of this resolution and will not have a significant impact on the environment, and the environmental impact statement is not required to be prepared with respect to the proposed action, and be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Langley?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. All 5 yeses. along to number 8. Need a motion and a second for the zoning law update.
Make a motion.
Langley?
Excuse me. That's you. Type 2 or the short form, number 2. Let's do that, right? I'll check all those boxes.
Did you do that?
No, that's what, it's gotta be read. And they have to agree that, yeah. Sorry. Supposed to read those. Sorry.
I think you should be more of this stuff.
I'm sorry.
We'll talk about that later.
All right.
All right, so.
We're gonna back up to the last one to go down the questions that they answered during the board meetings.
So Bob has already, as the zoning officer, Bob has already recommended no or small impact for all of these, but we'll have the board just hear all these and make sure nobody disagrees with them. So the questions have, I'll read the questions, the answer would be no or small impact, that's one answer, or moderate to large impact would be the second, another answer. Will the proposed action create material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? Is there no or small impact to that, or moderate to large? Bob recommends no or small impact. Anybody disagree? No. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? No to small impact or moderate to large. Again, Bob recommends no or small. Anybody disagree? Okay. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? Again, Bob has no or small impact. Basically, what Bob and I talked about is we're kind of putting on paper what's already in practice in this neighborhood. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area? I don't think there's one over there, so that's no or small. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affecting existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? Got no or small to that.
Small, right?
No or small is the same answer here. No or small is one category, moderate to large is the other. So even if you think there may be an impact, but it's small, it's.
Also, how many units are anticipated?
On 7, 2 4 units, but I think what it says is, if you read what it says.
All we're determining now is if the zoning change will have an effect, not what's proposed in ordinance.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. But also,
But if you
says-
know what your traffic count's gonna go up to by the number of units, that's all that I'm looking for.
Yep.
Okay.
So initially, we're talking 2 4-plexes on number 7, and further along, two more 4-plexes on number 8.
Is there an application for either of those units
No.
out yet? So that's just what they're talking about.
But also, if you read that, it says mass transit, and it talks about.
Yeah, exactly. Will it affect the infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walking?
Right.
Everybody's so comfortable with no or small on that one?
What's the next level?
Moderate to large.
I think that many units enters into, my own opinion, enters into moderate. That's just my opinion. You got a total of 4-plexes?
Yeah, 2 on number 7 and 2 on number 8.
That's,
To be fair, though,
and that's doubling what's there.
Yeah.
doubling what's
but to
there.
be fair, that, I don't think you can legitimately consider that, because all we're considering is changing the zoning classification. There's not a plan in front of us about a specific number of units. So somebody could propose putting a gas station in there at some point in the future, and that may have an effect on this, but you can't throw out all the hypotheticals right now, unless you take each of the proposed and allowed uses under neighborhood commercial and say, would those, at whatever their highest scale be affect this? I don't think it's wise to use a plan that's not even been applied for you, that's just been talked about, because you could have many different things going
When
on.
do you address it then, when you're the lead agency?
Well, you would necessarily, you could address that at planning board stage, because these would need planning board approval. What I'm saying is the list that Bob gave us earlier of the then allowed uses in this zone, if it becomes this zone, that's what you would want to look at now, is all of those potential allowed uses, not a specific rumored plan going. So you could take, would you say, church, convenience store, with those things, if they would actually affect what's going on.
I understand, I withdraw
See-
the question.
A seeker would have to be,
You might have to do a secret.
even with the next use, The secret's gonna have to.
So anybody that's going in front of the plan was gonna need to do a seeker for their project alone. So if the gas station goes in, potentially that application would be subject to seeker, it could be approved, denied, whatever, based on that specific thing when there's a concrete plan. So what we're saying here is just going from commercial to neighborhood commercial, just that change affect the answers to these questions.
Bob, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Was it talked about before that a road would go
Yeah.
all the way around?
Over to Bear Swamp? Yeah.
All the way around, so it'd be a horseshoe in there?
Yep, right here. So yes, it was. And the concern was, there's an area of wetland here.
Yeah,
It's not on this map, I mean, I could have certainly printed it out, but yeah, there is an area of wetland here. So they were saying, if this AB Drive in fact had a horseshoe, and the wetland comes out this area in here, they said that limits the development for that lot out front.
well, my thinking was if the driveway went all the way around, instead of having to worry about traffic on Bear Swamp Road, the traffic could be filed into that road, going into that lot, and into whatever store or whatever goes in there. And that way, as far as traffic goes, by Jimmy's business or out that way, there wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, no, I understand. The downtown board definitely considered that. And someone made me believe that Harney's plans many years ago included a road that would, to be honest, I couldn't find it. But again, the area of wetland that is here, there's certainly a concern there that you couldn't plow a road through there.
No, I
That's
understand that,
yeah.
but the road could pass next to it.
It could.
You can't do anything with it, but you put a road next to it.
Yeah, but you still have to have, yeah, and I know that there's where's Courtney? Here it is. Courtney, where's that water line? Remember it was one that was going down through?
Yeah, you got the water line and the sewer line for living goods cuts through that swamp.
Okay.
In the back, right?
No, in the front. Cuts through the swamp.
But they did, Rick, they did consider that as, you know, perfect world, that horseshoe is right around and comes out on the Bear Swamp. I know right now there's an issue with tractor trailers that drive down that road. There's a sign for the courts. But again,
Well,
because
for example,
Yep.
they took care of the traffic problem in Plattsburgh when Chick-fil-A went in by going into the Ramada
yep,
and then
It's a-
going into there.
it's a Holiday Inn, you mean?
Or the Holiday Inn.
Yep.
That relieved that congestion there.
Mhm.
Looking here at the same thing, it would relieve the congestion on Bear Swamp Road if you were just to pull in the driveway to go to that business instead of having people waiting on the road.
Mhm.
I'm just,
Mhm.
I just think that's a good idea to have that through there.
Mhm.
And I will agree with Rick on that, because the thing is already when I leave Core on Tuesday after
Oh,
watching
yeah.
it, when I take a left out of there, someone's taking a right out of McDonald's, and it's like boom, boom, and then you got the post office, and sometimes people put the
Yeah.
signal light on,
Yeah.
or they don't, and they turn, so
Yeah.
it's congested. When you're coming out of there, even McDonald's too, you got people coming out of, the post office going the other way, so
Mhm.
it's there already. I mean, I know it's a state road and everything,
Mhm.
but
Well, it's living goods driveway goes right through that same wetland, so there's gotta be a way through it.
Living Goods driveway goes through the wetland?
It must be wetlands.
He's on the edge of that.
yeah, he's on the edge.
Yeah, that was put in the
That-
90s.
That's more than,
He had a lot of help.
so it's talk,
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good thing.
there's definitely a legitimate concern, I understand it.
Okay, gonna get back on track.
The use of energy that fails to incorporate reasonably available energy, conservation, or renewable energy opportunities. Number small, anybody disagree? 7 has 2 parts. Will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies, or part 2, public or private wastewater treatment utilities. Anybody disagree with no impact on that? Okay. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of an important historical, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? Only thing historic here is Bob, so no. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources? For example, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, or fauna? No. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No. Does the proposed action include construction or other activities that result in the impoundment of water or other liquids, a retention pond, waste of river dam? No. Has the site of the proposed action or adjoining property been the location of an active or closed solid waste management facility? Nope. Has the site of the proposed action or adjoining property been the subject of remediation ongoing or completed for hazardous waste? So we've answered, unless somebody disagrees with any of that, we've answered all of these questions. There's no or small impact which would support a negative declaration.
Agreed? Okay. Okay, we are gonna move back forward to number 8. We already have a motion from Jim Lindley on that. I need a second. Second. Second by Jim Douglas. Resolution, Diane.
Resolution amending the zoning map of the town of Peru pursuant to section 801 of the town zoning ordinance, New York Municipal Home Rule Law, section 10, and New York Town Law, section 261. Whereas pursuant to section 801 of the zoning law of the town of Peru, the zoning map may be amended, supplemented, or repealed from time to time by the town board of the town of Peru on its own motion. And whereas on February 25th, 2019, the town board adopted resolution.
Do we have a number for the one we just did, Pam?
We can have one real quick. It's going to be 225-2.
225-2.
Adopted resolution 225-2 proposing, 19-225-2. Proposing to amend the zoning map as recommended, more specifically amending 8 parcels from commercial to neighborhood commercial by the town of Peru Planning Board. And whereas the town board of Peru accepts the recommendation of the town of Peru Planning Board, and whereas the town of Peru wishes to take further action pursuant to section 801 of the code of the town of Peru to amend the zoning map, and whereas the town board held a duly noticed public hearing on the application in
Today's date.
Today's date.
February 25th, 2019, pursuant to resolution 19-225.
That resolution was the one we passed to have the public hearing. So that we just have to go back and find the resolution number for the resolution we passed to have the public hearing. We don't need that number right now, but that's what that
Oh,
resolution
okay.
was.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's right, that's what that number will be.
To have the public hearing, that's the number we use last time.
Yeah, we can find that.
That's easy.
Yep.
Consider the proposed amendment to the zoning map affecting the subject property and providing all persons attending the meeting an opportunity to be heard. And whereas on February 25, 2019, the town board of the town of Peru, as lead agency, having conducted a coordinated seeker review of the proposed action, and as lead agency considered the whole action and found the proposed type 1 action will not have a significant effect on the environment, and issued a negative declaration for the project pursuant to resolution 19-225-2.
Yep.
1925-2, actually. Whereas the matter was referred to the Clinton County Planning Board, who determined the matter to be a lawful issue by decision dated February 7, 2019. And now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Peru in regular session to read as follows. Section 1, the zoning map dated February 25, 2019, adopted pursuant to resolution 1925-2, more fully described and shown in Appendix A, is hereby amended to change 8 parcels from commercial to neighborhood commercial as shown on the map depicted in Appendix B. Section 2, the zoning map dated January 7th, 2019, attached hereto as Appendix C, is hereby adopted as the official zoning map of the town of Peru, declared to the part of the zoning ordinance and hereafter referred to as the zoning map, and when signed and sealed as described in section 4 below, shall be the final authority as to the current zoning classification of any land within the town of Peru, unless subsequently amended by resolution or local law. Section 3, Appendix A, B, and C are attached hereto and incorporated herein. Section 4, the town clerk is hereby directed to permanently preserve a copy of the zoning map existing before the adoption of this resolution and to permanently preserve in the town clerk's office the official zoning map created pursuant to this resolution after it has been hand-signed and dated by the town supervisor of the town of Peru. Section 5, this resolution shall take effect immediately and shall be dated February 25th, 2019.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Langley?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. 5 yeses. Passed. Okay. Number 9, discussion, sewer collection project update, Courtney.
Not too much on that, still moving forward. Tomorrow we have 5 inspections on Elm Street at houses, inspect their sewer lines where they go out and get elevation shots. And on Thursday, we have 3, so far 3. I think that'll get us all about 2 homes.
Everything's gone fine with those so far, so the plan is still to do it in front of the houses?
Yeah, the back's still not off the table. We are gonna spend a day cleaning it and inspecting it just to see if we do wanna leave it for the existing homes.
Okay.
But I asked them to narrow it down to just a 1-day work, so we're not spending too much money on it if we do decide to abandon it.
Do they have a date that they're gonna take a look at it?
Not yet.
Not
I'm sure they're gonna wait for the weather to break, so.
It's nice tomorrow.
Cold today.
25 below.
With the wind.
Get your big head out, buddy.
Anything else, Courtney, or anyone else on that? Okay, number 10, we'll go on, discussion, plow truck insurance payment update. We have the total, by our surprise, we only had a $2,500 deductible instead of $5,000, so that was a surprise. The total was $66,290 after the deductible.
Yeah, he finally got back to us. We went down with the truck again to see if there was any parts we could switch, but it's, that's Paystar or others, or just regular international, they won't. I really wanted the nose off the front of it. It would be a spare, that, it holds the cluster. But it, when we brought it up, it will not fit the other truck. That was one of the things I wanted, and, so basically, it's, I got a hold of him, and back and forth. He's hard to get a hold of. I tried the Friday morning thing with Mr. Lanes. That didn't do any good either, so. But that, so I sent him an email back that we weren't interested at this time. Nothing we could use off it, so. That's what he come back to, which is, like I said, I was expecting 5,000.
Yep. So does everyone else?
I don't have it in front of me. What was the final total on the new truck?
What's that?
What was the final total on the new truck?
I want to say 210 and change it. It was under 211.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Anything else on that, Mike?
No?
Okay, moving along. Down to number 11, other business. Rick?
Jim,
Dan?
okay, Jim,
No, Courtney, any response to the employment?
Yeah, I've had over 50 resumes, applications, or interest. Fortunately, most of them don't even have the basic requirements. I've got it narrowed down to like 6 or 8 right now, and so far I have 2 interviews scheduled for Thursday. I'm hoping to wait on a call back on a third. I'll do some Thursday and then do some next week.
With all your spare time?
Yeah. Nobody with a water sewer license.
No?
I had 3 individuals that do have 4-year degrees in environmental science. Unfortunately, with our title we're using, that doesn't really help them as far as the requirement for civil service, but I think it would be a benefit to the wastewater side licensing,
How long would it take you to get somebody licensed?
at least a year. They gotta have it, for a 2A, well, I take that back. For a 2A, they have to have a year experience at the plant. But I believe if they have a degree, I think that can be 6 months. But I still gotta send them for the 3 classes down at SUNY Morrisville. So by the time you do those, you'll be in a year.
They just have to work with somebody during that time that's got a license?
The only somebody,
The other one.
the only somebody that we left.
Good luck.
Could be worse, we could be in worse shape, like another town.
Yeah, they're hard to come by.
They are.
Operators are hard
We
to come
know.
by.
So we have calls from Bill from Delmar, and you have too. He has no one right now.
The health department asks me all the time with, a lot of these smaller trailer systems are having to put in wastewater systems, and they're looking for movement operators, water systems for trailer parks, and so they're always asking if I know of anybody. Our new truck came, it's currently at BBC getting lettered and striped, and get the radios in it. It's already registered and on the road, so the 2008 can be put up for surplus next meeting.
you got another chapter in your back truck.
Oh, yes, the back truck is done. They called me Friday.
Oh,
Thursday,
yeah.
Friday, yeah, told me it's done. So now I'm just waiting on Garrels to set up a date to transport it back.
Do you have a final tally?
Yeah. Well, it would have been we paid for the pump's all done. It would have been, say it was $3,500 for the back tube and stuff. They did come across a gauge and a quarter-turn ball belt that needed to be replaced. That was a couple hundred. I just told them to fix it when it was there.
No storage fees.
God, I hope not. It's been there since September.
And then just the paperwork that I gave you for that review, whenever
Yeah.
that gets around for that.
Absolutely.
That's
Yep.
it.
We're gonna talk
That's it
about
for
that.
me. Thank you.
Yep. No,
Sand, salt, how's everything hold up?
It's getting there.
Got to get more. Can you get more salt?
Yeah, I can get salt, it's, in fact, I'm gonna order some in the morning, because it sounds like it's like 2 weeks out to get, because everybody's in the same boat. Sand, running water's hauling out of there as of today, so we can get it, we have to. I'd rather not get it, if we can, because it tends to be damp, it's been out, the weather. If you can get it in a pile enough, it's, but worst comes to worst, we got it. But if we get a break, we keep saying we're gonna get, we'll be all right, but if we don't get a break, then we're gonna have to haul.
That's it for me.
Bob.
Well, next week I'll be out of town, coach possibly, required class to speak. So I'll be back in on Friday. So if people are looking for me, that's where I'll be. Matt, you need me?
No.
Okay, I see you shaking your head.
I was gonna miss you, that was it.
Mike.
That wasn't our truck over the guardrails today. I know Jimmy called me, and Brandy called me, and I'm home for lunch.
I got 2
They
pictures
are
real quick
freight
on my
liners.
phone.
They do look like ours, they're a little bit different color.
Yeah.
But, I questioned myself at first, I said, well, I just left it on the ground. It was hot, so.
I got two pictures sent to my phone immediately, and it says, I hope this ain't a town approved truck, and I'm like, oh god, so I called
Oh, the guy was
Mike.
lucky.
And the worst thing is it's Bluetooth.
That could have been real bad.
Yeah.
And the only other thing, the lobbying trip for the CHIPS money, is March 6th, so if anybody, councilman want to go, I got to register.
When is it?
March 6th, it's a Wednesday.
March
A week
6th.
from Wednesday. The bus will leave Diesel at 4:30 in the morning.
And where is it going?
Albany.
You're not gonna get on that bus, I'm going to the Capitol?
Yeah.
4:30.
That's how it's been, the birthday for years ago, TC, so it's on my birthday. Thanks.
When are you gonna know, Mike?
Well, in a couple of days. You got 2-3 days.
Okay.
Okay. Just let me know, preferably by the midweek.
I'll let you know by tomorrow.
So I can get the paperwork, because they'll bring your badge.
6th?
6, yeah.
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's leaving.
Not this Wednesday, but following
Just go
Wednesday.
down and you meet with
It's
Billy.
leaving at what time in the morning?
4:30.
4:30 from Keysville, so.
Yeah.
4.
You meet at the garage there, and usually we meet Mike here, leave our vehicles here, then go to Keithville and Mike, then we get on the bus. We get lunch and everything.
Good breakfast too.
Yeah, this is.
That's right. Sometimes we get lost in the capital.
Well, then we go over to the other building across, not the casino.
Just looking out for you, Brandon.
That's down the road. The bus won't go there. Anything else, Mike?
No, but it's just worth trip, because right now everything has been cut a little bit, so. State's Highway Association's got people down there meeting with people before we get there to help see if we can get that turned around a little bit. See the potholes after this year, winter, it's terrible. And that's all I got.
Courtney?
Like I said, everything, the only other thing, I will be out of town also on the 6th. Same area, I gotta go to training, mechanical.
For a day or two?
No, it's just a one day.
Just not there.
So if somebody wants to ride something a little more comfortable, instead of a charter bus. You can ride the top,
What time
I
you
gotta
leave?
be there for 7, so 7:30.
Maybe I thought.
I'm not going all the way into Albany.
Yeah, see how busy it's gonna be.
That might be able to go to the casino.
A little closer to Saratoga.
Anything else? Okay, Dave.
So you gotta put up with me for another year. I couldn't get you to buy me a truck, so I bought my own.
We know how that works.
Yes, you're gonna pay for it, don't
We know how that works too. We're used to it. Anything else?
you? I think we took in $300 last week of just redemptions for dogs that went in. That ain't bad. Of course, they leave them there for 7 days. They pay the whole shop. I've taken 6 in since January.
Busy. It's only gonna get busier spring and summer.
A new truck, and you won't put the dogs in. Oh, I got the other one for that. That's my Sunday truck.
Okay, Dave. Anything else?
Not a thing.
Pam? Okay, the only thing I have is, we got Dave's report. Dave was sick before our last meeting for a while. So we have his report. We need a motion in the second to accept his report from last month.
Make a motion.
Jim Lane made a motion. And Jim Douglas, second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. There's also a breakdown of the Clinton County Treasurer's Office in there for our tax that we got back this year, sales tax. It's in there, if anyone wants it, or John, if you want the breakdown, it's in our folders. We can get you a copy. This tells you where we were and why we have surplus this year. Other than that, I need a motion and a second. Oh, no, sorry. Number 12, discussion, public comments on agenda items only. Any,
What is the new, I'm a little confused about the new hire. Is that for the website or for the overall IT?
that's the overall IT.
Was that mentioned at the last meeting? I missed the last meeting.
No, it's someone that's transpired over the last thing. We didn't have a contract this year for our IT that we had. Pat.
What was the previous guy's name?
Pat.
Pat?
Garcia? Garcia. Yep. Yep.
He's the one that handles everything in here? All the computers and everything?
Yes.
The same guy?
Yeah.
Why are we hiring, we've had at least 3 one-man shows here handling IT. Have we considered hiring a larger company that has backup so that if one man leaves, we're not stuck again?
We've considered, John, but the money, we did this when Pete was here, probably 2 years before he left, I think we went through this. And you're talking 40 to 70,000 hours a year, so
Yeah,
this is,
$175 an hour is the going rate.
yeah, it's expensive as heck and.
How much do we spend with this?
Well, I have
This way.
something to add on that, but the other two previous, we weren't their only operation. Tom is retired county.
Just got done at
He
the
did all the
county.
IT at the county for the most part, all the hardware, all the security coding and stuff like that.
What happened to the last gentleman? Yeah.
As I said, he wasn't our, we weren't his only customer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there was conflict. There was a conflict, and like Jim said, we wanted somebody this year, and we didn't have a contract with them yet this year. Just somebody, Tom's local, lives right down 22B, and we were be his only customer.
How much are we
50
budgeted
bucks
for?
an hour.
How much are we budgeted for total? Yeah.
Oh, God, it's a mixture, John, of that line, because, you know, it's computers, we have so much in that line. It's, I mean,
It's allocated among
20,000
departments?
right around 20,000, Jim said.
Okay.
But, like I said, we pay him 50 bucks an hour, he was happy with that pay. The going rate is, like Pam was saying, up in the 150 to $175 range, you know, if you get a firm. And then they're gonna charge you miles and gas from the time they leave their place, which most of them are in Vermont. Yeah. But we considered that years ago, and it was phenomenal, like 20 to 30,000 more than what we are paying. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else on public comments on agenda items only? Okay. We need a motion and a second to approve the bills. Or a motion, and then the second, and then we read the resolution.
Make a motion.
Rick made the motion,
I'm sorry.
Mel second. Resolution day.
A resolution authorizing the post-audit payment of certain claims, bills, and invoices of the town. Whereas the town board has reviewed and audited the following claims, bills, and invoices for services rendered and goods provided to the town in late 2018 and February 2019. From town approved vouchers in late 2018, number 201818117 through and including 201801818. From the town approved vouchers in February 2019, number 201900100 through and including number 201900214, abstract dated February 22nd, 2019, for the dollar amount totaling $160,306.49. Of that, $14,460.19 was wired, credit cards, and prepaid, and $145,846.30 is remaining to be paid. And whereas the town board finds said claims, bills, and invoices to be acceptable in form and reasonable in amount, now therefore be it resolved that the payment of the claims, bills, and invoices is approved, and the supervisor being hereby is authorized to make such payment, and be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Langley?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes, all 5 yeses. Okay, number 14, I need a motion and a second to adjourn to executive session for personnel issues. To address personnel issues.
Motion.
Langley?
Second.
Second by Mel. Oh, Ricky, I'm sorry. She's saying no, I'm like, Ricky. Not ready enough. Good. Sorry about that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll go to executive session.